Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, the Anime over here, coming at you with part 18 of What If Naruto Was Like Minato. And man, y'all lucky because I actually decided that this morning, it's 2:46 in the morning. If you don't believe me, here, I'll show you. 2:46, shout out to you, I guess, in the morning. And so basically, I decided to record this video for y'all before I did, because I probably was going to post tomorrow if I didn't record, because I've been really thinking about going to bed soon. I'm not sure though. I don't know. My sleep schedule is weird. So y'all, it's weird. Oh, my dog's tripping. But I just wanted to address a few things. So first and foremost, thank you guys for hitting 150 subscribers. That is ridiculous. That is a lot more than I thought I was gonna get when I started posting these damn videos. Definitely didn't think I was gonna hit 150 anytime soon. Let me tell my Alexa to turn the volume down too. Better. If y'all don't know, I'm listening to Daniel Caesar. Good artist. Great artist. But this intro is gonna be a little long-winded. But that's okay, you guys are gonna survive. So just wanted to address a few things. Actually, I don't think I want to address anything else. Oh, no. So I wanted to do a series on my channel, basically where this intro is all over the place. Sorry, guys. Basically, with you guys, subscribers and the commenters, where basically we set up some type of way to have like conversation with each other. I want to do a series like called Conversations with Fans or something like that. Convos with Subs, something like that. Where we just talk about anime and things of that nature, right? I feel like that'd be really interesting, and it'd also be a way for you guys to be incorporated on the channel, and it would make it, I feel like, more inclusive for the whole group of people. I think that's about it. So, like, comment, and subscribe. Genuinely appreciate every comment, and I like all comments, heart all comments. I respond to all comments. If you subscribe, I'd appreciate it if you turn on that notification bell so you get notified whenever I post videos. If not, that's okay. I understand some people might be on a weirder device, like a phone or something, or not a phone, like a TV or something in that nature, a Roku, where maybe you don't have the opportunity to turn on post notifications, or, maybe you're using the YouTube app on your Xbox or something. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, so I understand some people may not be able to do that, but I appreciate when you do. Damn, that's a long intro. But without further ado, let's get right on into the video. And Flashback. Late last night, Naruto was sitting on top of his father's head, idly wondering on how the villagers would react to his reveal. I can think of two things. Either they would start worshipping me, or the villagers who have some morals left in them would feel guilty enough to commit suicide based on the reason that they tortured the son of their beloved Yondaime for years. What do you think, Kurama? A chuckle sounded from within his mind. You know how the villagers are, Naruto. They would probably try to suck up to you after knowing just who you are, but I wouldn't mind witnessing the second option. What about you? Which one do you prefer? Naruto sighed at Kurama's insinuation. I don't prefer either one. I would actually prefer if they just treated me like any other villager, but that won't be happening anytime soon. Considering I'm the heir of two major clans of Konoha, Lord, if I make shooting. Oh shit. I guess I am tired. Kurama huffed. You humans confuse me terribly. An excellent opportunity for you to crush them beneath your heel for what they've done to you. And you are considering letting them go? I would have made a meal out of them if I were you. Naruto chuckled. I don't see what's wrong in being the better man, Kurama. Kurama was about to say something when he sensed an influx of chakra about 2 miles away, along with negative feelings. Naruto, can you sense that? Naruto raised an eyebrow but spread out his senses nonetheless, sitting up straight when he too sensed the amount of chakra being molded, and just he was molding a tuning level amount of chakra at this night. Making a half ram seal, he used a series of body flickers to get where the chakra signatures were. When he reached there, he was horrified at what he witnessed. He saw the prelims Proctor Gekko Hayate locked in a battle with the Saiyan Jonin Baki. If Naruto remembered correctly, and was losing badly. He had numerous injuries on his person. If that blade of wind cut him, Hayate could kiss his life goodbye. He immediately acted. His first priority was to get Hayate to the Hokage Tower. Baki held a blade of wind in his right hand, the other hand holding the sword of the Proctor. He had to admit Hayate was exceptionally skilled at Kenjutsu and had almost gotten him, but his sickness slowed him down terribly, allowing Baki to gain the upper hand. Try stopping this blade of wind! He was about to shove it into Hayate's chest when a blur grabbed Hayate and dodged, making Baki miss completely. Baki had just enough time to turn to his left where he had seen the blur go, to witness Hayate disappear in a blue flash. He cursed under his breath. Damn it, he escaped. Kazekage-sama won't like this. He vanished in a windshield swing to inform his leader. The thought of the flash completely missed him. Naruto appeared in the Hokage's office, surprised to see that his Gigi was still working at this time of night. Anbu surrounded him in an instant. Dude, why? Anbu surrounded him in an instant. The only reason not skewering him was because he held Hayate in a fireman's carry. Hiruzen immediately stood up. Tora, get Hayate to the medical wing of the tower immediately. The Anbu stepped forward, took Hayate from Naruto and vanished. Hiruzen turned his attention to Naruto and spoke in a commanding voice. Report. Naruto straightened himself up and narrated what happened. At the end of the report, Hiruzen sighed heavily and sat down. I didn't know it was this bad. Naruto asked in slight confusion. What do you mean, Hokage-sama? Hiruzen folded his hands and rested his chin. And rested his chin on it. Naruto, on your suspicions, I assigned Gakko Hayate to keep watch on Yakushi Kabuto. He was to report to me any unusual activity that concerned the target. It seemed that tonight is the first time he witnessed something significant, but was discovered and was likely going to be killed in order to keep the information from being discovered. He looked Naruto in the eyes. It is most likely that Konoha is facing the possibility of an invasion from Suna. Naruto folded his arms. I didn't know Suna had enough manpower to take on... He yawned. To take on the strongest of the 5 nations on their own. Suna is, from the books that I've read, Suna is the weakest of the 5. Hiruzen shook his head. I know the Kazekage well enough to understand he's not stupid enough to make such a bold move, which means he has an ally. He had a suspicion as to who it was, but that was for him to deal with. Naruto nodded. That would surely be the case, but we can rule out the possibility of Kumo, Iwa, or Kiri attacking. Kiri is still wrapped up in a civil war, Iwa is still recovering from the defeat in the last war, and Kumo wouldn't want to break their peace treaty with you after established after the Hyuga incident just yet, which leaves Hiruzen filled the blanks. There's a new and up-and-coming village whose genin have participated in the exams, Otogakure. It is possible, but we don't know for sure. Naruto, you must keep this a secret. Not a word is meant to be let out. Do you understand? Hi, Hokage-sama. Look, my AirPods fell out the keys. Oh no, that's gonna be... No, not my AirPods. Where's my AirPods keys? Where are my keys? Shoot, sorry guys. I lost my AirPods and my keys. Alright. Sorry. I dropped my AirPods. Damn, this is gonna be like a messy episode. Yeah, fuck it. Alright. Where are we at? Alright. Not a word is to be let out of this. Do you understand? Hi, Hokage-sama. Dismissed. Flashback ends. Why don't you ask your vixen? She might have an answer, Kurama suggested, both half seriously and half innocently. Naruto absently nodded until he registered what Kurama had said. What do you mean by that? Temari isn't my vixen. He corrected him in a sputter. Just what was Kurama trying to say? Kurama laughed. I'm the only being in this world, Naruto, who you can't fool. I've seen the way you look at her. You just want to grab her and... Shut up! He shouted to the being inside of him, his face a deep shade of red. He shook his head violently to shake off a train of thoughts Kurama had started. He couldn't imagine himself pinning her to a wall. He banged his head on the floor to clear it. Why did you suggest it? These thoughts are hard to get rid of, you know. Kurama, the bastard, just laughed heartily. Naruto decided to eat Ichiraku tonight just because he felt too lazy to cook dinner. Kurama grumbled from within, saying he always made his clone cook. Naruto easily blocked him out, gathering and sealing the kunai up in the scroll. He put the scroll in a closet and stepped outside of the building. Leisurely walking in the direction of the ramen bar, he was surprised to see Temari 100 meters away looking rather annoyed. She was searching for someone, but Naruto had an inkling of who she was searching for. Naruto observed her looking around before catching his mop of blonde hair and marching in his direction, scowl firmly etched onto her face and anger rolling off of her in waves. He sighed and steeled himself, for he knew what was about to come. Temari reached him quickly and stopped in front of him, hands on her hips. The anger was visible in her eyes. "Where were you today? You missed our spar." Naruto didn't know if he should be afraid of her or amused about whether how cute she looked when she got angry. About how cute she looked. Okay. So he just held up his hands in defense. "I know, but I have a legitimate reason for it." Tamari folded her arms. "Let's hear it then." Naruto put his arms in his pocket and thought of how to tell her about his simulation fight this night. "You see, Hime," he grinned at the blush that came on Tamari's face. "Since Monday is the day of the Chunin exam finals, my sensei wanted to have one last fight to test my skill. So he told me the rest of the day would be to rest the whole day to be in top condition for our fight." The lie just came out smoother than what he thought, and it was partially true. Level 6 was no joke, and Naruto wanted to be in peak form for it. Naruto got an idea. "How about an apology? I take you out for dinner?" He didn't even stutter this time, he thought proudly. Tamari thought it was a lie, but she couldn't fault for his sensei having to evaluate his student one last time for the exams. So she believed it. She blinked at the sudden question, and a smirk smeared on her face. She took a step closer to him. "Is this another date, Naruto?" Naruto smirked as well, internally jumping in joy, and took a step forward himself. Their faces were inches from each other, and he could vaguely feel the air she was exhaling. It was unique, sweet, and salty flavor. "Only if you want to be." He whispered huskily. He vaguely remembered that they were in the middle of the market. He, however, didn't expect Tamari to lean forward so that her lips were a hair's breadth away from his own. Expect Tamari to lean forward. "Oh, I do," she returned. She was surprised when Naruto suddenly backed away, grinning playfully. Before she could feel hurt about her advances being rejected. An arm was draped across her shoulder, pulling her close. Wait, what? She was surprised when Naruto suddenly backed away, grinning playfully. Before she could feel hurt about her advances being rejected, an arm draped across her shoulder, pulling her close. She yelped and steadied herself against what she felt to be Naruto's upper body. "Then I really hope you don't mind if we go to Ichiraku. If I had known, I would have planned earlier." Naruto tried to play it smooth. It was a risky move, pulling Temari into a side hug. He expected to be bashed in the head by her fan, but when she didn't, he relaxed and simultaneously celebrated in his mind. "She likes me." Kurama felt nauseous about how much joy was filled in that single thought. For a being of hatred such as himself, joy was his kryptonite, so he tried to ignore it as much as he could. Such sappiness didn't suit him. Naruto kept his arm around Tamari's shoulder and started walking in the direction of the ramen bar. Tamari had to adjust her arms, so she put just one hand on his side. "I really don't mind," she coolly replied, but she was barely keeping from letting a goofy smile spread across her face. She knew she liked Naruto to the point of having an intense crush on him, but being in such close physical contact with him only after knowing him for only a short period of time was overwhelming. The trip was short, lasting only 5 minutes. Just when they were within 50 meters of the bar, Naruto removed his arm from her shoulder, instead enveloping her hand in his own. Giving it a small squeeze, he gave a warm smile to Temari, who blushed lightly but returned the smile and squeezed back. They entered the ramen bar, and Ayami was the first to spot them. And then she spotted them holding hands and smiling. She promptly squealed in happiness, increasing the blush on Naruto and Temari's faces, but neither let go of the other's hand. Taiuchi came running out in the back in response to his daughter's squeal. When he saw the reason for her squeal, he himself grinned in a parental smile. "Naruto, so you've made it official, I see," he commented. Naruto and Temari blushed even more at this, but Naruto was the one who spoke. "We haven't actually, but I will in the near future," he said with a wink towards Temari, managing to somewhat reduce his blush. Temari, however, just barely kept from hitting him for embarrassing her. The only reason she didn't was because of what Naruto said. Ayame clasped her hands together and sighed dreamily. "Oh, you two look so cute together." Naruto and Temari slid onto the seats side by side. They gave their orders, but when they were served, they were surprised by Taiuchi's announcement. "Today's meal is on the house. Think of it as a congratulatory gift from us," he added with a wink in Naruto's direction. Naruto and Temari tried to deny that they weren't in a relationship yet. It sounded in both of their minds, but Taiuchi easily waved away their sputters. "Trust me," he said. "Adults know when it's time, when two people are meant to be together or not." I don't know if that's facts or not. I think that's cap. I think that's... Wait, actually? Man, no. My mama... Let me tell y'all a story, man. Every single girlfriend I have ever had throughout my entire life, right? My mama has known that shit was going in. She just knows. My mama just knows. Like, and the thing about parents is, and this is crazy. The thing about parents is, I don't know. I know I got my parents. The thing about parents though, or parental figures, even if they're not like blood related, like even my aunts know. But the thing about like parental figures in your life that know you, like they'll know ahead of time if the person's right or not for you. They'll know. So if you get like if you get in a relationship, right, and your mom or your pops or maybe your grandma, your aunt or something, somebody really close to you that's like a parental figure, and they look at you and they're like, honey, this is not right for you. Man, you best listen. Because they done know. They know. My mama's never been wrong about that. She has never been wrong in my life. She's never been wrong about a relationship. She's always been right. But I'll argue against it. But I'll be wrong. It's crazy. Alright, we're 15 minutes in. That's it. Wow, I feel like this episode's long. Oh, whoa. Y'all low-key got a sneak peek. Oh. Alright, don't talk about that. I got my memes. Don't talk about that. Alright, bet. I digress. Let's continue. That sealed it. Both Naruto and Temari reached the peak of embarrassment after hearing this statement, but there was nothing they could do until they finished their meals. Deliberately avoiding meeting each other's eye contact, they quietly finished their meals and got out of there. Temari was the first one to break the silence between them. Those folks are weird. They keep teasing us all the time. She grumbled in annoyance. Naruto sheepishly rubbed the back of his head. Don't be like that. There's some of the very few people in this village that care about me. That sparked Temari's interest. She didn't know Naruto only had a small amount of people close to him. What do you mean when you say that? Some of the very few. It was a question out of curiosity, so Naruto couldn't falter for that. But the memories of years of loneliness resurfaced, and some of the sadness must have shown on his face, for Temari hastily backtracked. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. Naruto waved away her apology. It's okay, you were curious, but if you don't mind, I'd like to keep the answers for myself. His tone was soft, but the request was clear in his voice. Temari nodded, but wondered just what had happened for Naruto to get so sad so early in his life. She couldn't help but compare Naruto and Gaara in that aspect. Both of them shunned by the village in some way. She felt for him just like she felt for Gaara. Gaara had been chosen by their father to bear that particular burden of the Biju. Because of that, everyone in the village had ostracized Gaara in the extreme. Their father felt that Gaara was too dangerous, which is why he hired assassins to kill him. That was the last straw for Gaara. He became cold, so cold that the slightest provocation would cause him to kill someone without batting an eye. She tried to show him that she still cared for him as an older sister, but the distrust was so deep-rooted in him that he distanced himself even from her. However, Naruto wasn't like that. He was willing to trust others like her. But another problem lay in front of her. If tried to comfort him, it would just be a lie, for they would be standing on the opposite sides of a war just 2 days later. So she just held his hand, trying to give what little comfort she could. Naruto was surprised when he felt a warm hand holding his own. He saw Temari smiling at him. He smiled in return, knowing that she was trying to comfort him. He turned his eyes back forward and saw an alley coming up. He felt extremely bad for what he was about to do, but as a shinobi of Konoha, the village came before everything, even personal feelings. So he pulled her into the alleyway, earning a surprised yelp from her. However, she was well trained. Her reflexes were fast, but nowhere near his own. He immediately grabbed her right hand with his left, pinning it above her head. Just as her left reached for her fan, he grabbed it with his right, forcefully pinned it alongside her other hand. He positioned himself carefully but swiftly, putting his legs slightly in between her two legs so that his privates would be protected. Oh yeah, protect your dick. He kept his head at enough distance so that she couldn't headbutt him and break his nose. All in all, Temari had nowhere to go, no matter how she thrashed. He raised his right leg a little, then gently stamped it on the ground, erecting a special privacy barrier around him. This is one of his father's creations. You can hear the sound from the outside, but the sound from within the barrier won't be heard from outside. Also, a pulse of chakra within the barrier won't be able to be felt from outside, which meant no pulse of the chakra could be sent to signal for help. Tricky business to use it with his feet, but thanks to his excellent chakra control, Naruto managed. Tamari was surprised just how swiftly he was able to outmatch her reflexes and pin her to the wall. She felt hurt inside, a feeling of betrayal that was overshadowed by the boiling rage. She even felt slight fear by the way they were positioned. She turned furious eyes on him, but froze when a wave of killing intent passed over her. Looking up in his eyes, she felt afraid when all she saw was a freezing coldness, absent of the complete warmth they were filled with from earlier. The killing intent was not a problem, though. As she brushed it aside, Gata repeatedly used it on them, so the effect was null. She tried to project her rage on it. "What are you doing, you son of a..." "What is Suna planning?" The question was cold. The question stopped her cold, eyes widening. She suddenly had an idea of what this was about. What? Naruto narrowed his eyes, freezing her with just his stare. She wasn't even thrashing in his arms now. "I don't like repeating myself, so pay attention. What is Suna planning to do?" Tamari was so frozen with his stare, the stare that promised a lot of pain if she didn't answer. She hastily sent out a pulse of chakra, hoping someone would sense it and come to help her. "It's useless," he coldly informed her. "I've put up a barrier around us. No one would be able to sense that pulse of chakra. In fact, no one would be able to sense anything, let alone hear." Her hopes of getting help crashed and shattered. She also noticed that the killing intent had increased substantially, causing her to shake a little. "I can easily deduce that Gata is an unstable Jinchuriki. Yes, I know that," he said in response to her wide eyes. "No village would dare send an unstable Jinchuriki into another village. I also witnessed your sensei," he sneered at the word, "attacking a fellow Konoha nin with the intent to kill, possibly to prevent some important information from being discovered by us. So I'll ask again, what is Suna planning to do?" Temari couldn't believe that Naruto knew about what Gata was. Add on to the fact he had apparently witnessed Baki-sensei attacking Konoha nin, and she had been captured by Naruto for information on the invasion. They were already on the cusp of being discovered, so she couldn't see many options. Sighing with resignation, she admitted, "I'm sure you know of the new village Otogakure." Upon seeing his nod, she continued, "A while before the Chunin exams, our father, the Kazekage, was approached by the leader of Otogakure, a man known as Orochimaru." Naruto did not allow Temari to see his shock at that piece of news. He just nodded to Temari to continue. "I don't know what they talked about, but father began planning for an invasion a while after their meeting. He informed us that Otogakure would be aiding us during the invasion to cripple Konoha. It was his plan to let Gata loose during the invasion. Since Gata has full control of his Biju, he would be set free to destroy the village. Is that right?" Temari nodded, knowing the invasion had practically failed now that she had divulged the information. Naruto released a sigh. "I suspected as much." Temari tried to hide the quiver in her voice. "But why did you question me yourself instead of handing me over to the Hokage?" Naruto removed the cold gaze from her, unconsciously making her relax. He looked back at her with a worried gaze. "I don't think you would have liked being subjected to the interrogation department. Trust me, they aren't nice." Temari wholeheartedly agreed with that. She didn't even want to imagine what they would have done to get the information out of her. She looked up, and it was then she realized the position. Her arms pinned to the wall, Naruto's leg in between hers, body pressed to each other's. Oh, and don't forget that their lips were once again separated by mere inches. A blush of massive proportions came onto her face as she locked gazes with Naruto, who realized the same thing. His face also matched the same shade of red as hers as he locked his gaze with her. An awkward silence descended upon them, which Temari broke after several moments. "Naruto?" she whispered, trying to think of something to say. But Naruto was on a different track for her. This was his chance, his moment, and he was in absolutely no way wasting it. Not to mention, if he did waste this chance, Jiraiya would beat him to within an inch of his life and then some. So he was going to seize it with both hands. "Shh." He shushed her softly and leaned forward, gently capturing her lips. It was the most pleasurable feeling Naruto had ever experienced. Her lips were soft, lingering with the taste of the ramen she ate earlier, which made her taste all the better. Pause. I know it's not gay, but pause. I'm reading this. You gotta think about how I feel, man. I'm doing this for y'all. Man, I'm doing this for y'all. Damn. It's like, I'm playing on. Temari went wide-eyed for a moment, but she closed her eyes in pleasure and slowly returned the kiss, molding her lips with Naruto. She knew it was wrong of her. They were enemies on the opposite side of a war now. They shouldn't be kissing like this, but she couldn't help herself. She had ever since that chaste kiss from the other day wanted to see for herself how Naruto's lips tasted. Naruto felt like he was on cloud 9. He decided to take it a little forward and bite her lower lip, causing her to gasp. He took advantage of it and pushed his tongue into her mouth, exploring it. He didn't know why, but he wanted to taste more of her, feeling more of her mouth, so he released his hands. She released her hands and put them around her waist, pulling her flush against him. Temari was stunned when she felt something entering her mouth and exploring it slowly. It took her a moment to realize that it was Naruto's tongue, but instincts were faster than her thinking. So before she decided what to do, she was already massaging her tongue against Naruto. Damn, dude, this is very descriptive. I don't know how old y'all are, so that's crazy. It is very descriptive. I digress. Let's continue. Fuck it. I don't know if this is even appropriate to post. Is it? I don't think it is. Whatever. They're only talking about tongue. It's just kissing. She couldn't even begin to describe the pleasure she was feeling. When Naruto released her hands, hers automatically ran around his neck, pulling him close and further deepening their kiss. She could feel how warm Naruto was since they both had practically molded their bodies together. They separated for a moment to take a breath, a string of saliva connecting their mouths. Before Naruto could even begin to think whether to do it again or not, Temari had already connected their mouths again, kissing him with more fervor than the previous kiss. Her tongue aggressively invaded his mouth, exploring it and massaging his own tongue with more force than what his tongue did to hers. Her one hand went up to his head, running through his hair. Naruto did not even think. He just enthusiastically returned her actions. His hands began to wander. First, they explored her back. Then they explored her side, each action gaining a pleased moan or sigh from Temari's mouth. He slid his hands lower, letting the primal part of his brain take control. Jesus Christ. His left hand wrapped around her waist again, while his right slipped lower and gently squeezed her butt. Temari felt like she was in heaven with all the pleasure she was feeling. In the back of her mind, she wondered whether Naruto was just as good, or was it the euphoria of the first kiss? Either way, she wasn't complaining. She's about to break their kiss when one of Naruto's hands gently squeezed her butt. Pleasure racked through her body and then released a loud moan of approval and pleasure. Naruto, taking it as a sign to continue, gently squeezed her other cheek, being rewarded with another moan. Suddenly, he didn't know why, he decided that Temari was standing a bit lower than what he liked. So he bent a little, taking hold of her inner thigh from behind. He hefted her up, pushing her against the wall, causing her to give out a surprised yelp, but she didn't break their kiss. Instead, her arms tightening around his neck while her legs wrapped around him. Jesus Christ. Locking behind his back, their bodies pressing against each other even more. Temari's dress slid up from her thighs a little, exposing a bit of her thighs and skin for Naruto to feel. Naruto repositioned both of it. Are they finna do it in the alley, bro? What the fuck? Oh my lord, they finna... Crazy kids, bro. That's crazy, bro. I don't know how far I'm allowed to take it. Like, how far can I read this? Can I even post this? Oh my god. Can I even post this? This is very explicit. I know. Man, fuck, we gonna do this. We gonna do this for y'all. This one for y'all, boys. This one for y'all. I'm gonna go slow and nice and smooth with this one. You feel me? Alright, let's go. Temari's dress slid up from her thighs a little, exposing a bit of her thighs and skin for Naruto to feel. Naruto repositioned both of his hands on her closed butt and squeezed, gaining moans of approval from Temari. They kept kissing like that for 5 more minutes, with Naruto occasionally and simultaneously squeezing both of her butt cheeks and gaining moans of pleasure. After which, Naruto finally heard the rational part of his brain that was screaming, "You're going too fast, idiot! Stop!" Temari too finally felt amidst all the pleasure she was feeling that they were going too fast, and was about to break their kiss and leave forcibly if she had to, but she didn't need to. Naruto broke their kiss first, looking at her with reluctance. No words needed to be said by either of them. Naruto gently released her, her legs coming to rest on the ground and his hands coming to rest on her waist while hers moved to his shoulders. Both of them were breathing heavily, tasting each other's breath, trying to calm down from the high. "I think we can both agree not to mention this to anyone." Naruto found his voice first. Temari silently nodded as both of them took a step away from each other, both feeling the lack of touch. Temari turned and walked away from Naruto, straightening her dress and smoothing out the wrinkles when Naruto stopped her with his voice. On the day of the finals, I'll see you on the other side, he said in a whisper, but each word was clearly heard by her. A lone tear slipped from her right eye, which she furiously wiped away. She did not care whether he saw her wiping it away or not. Good night, she hastily whispered. In a blink of an eye, she was gone. Naruto was still trying to get his thoughts in order. Absently, he raised his foot and stomped softly on the ground, muttering Kai under his breath, releasing the barrier. Only then he gave a reply to the empty surroundings. Goodbye, Sabaku no Temari. He flashed away after that. He had a simulation to demolish. He realized that he might have displayed lust on the surface, but deep inside he knew it. He didn't know why, nor did he care. He just knew it. Temari was the one for him. He felt genuine feelings towards her. He didn't know how to describe them. He knew that it was far past the like stage. All he knew was that if he got the chance to hold her again, he would grab it. And he would not let go of her that time. Unfortunately, that was the first and last moment he would ever have with her. For in just 2 days, they would be on the opposite sides of a war trying to kill each other. And Naruto knew that he won't be able to do it. He won't be able to kill Temari if she came before him. He had lost her and the chance of being with her again were virtually impossible. Or so he thought. Dude, yo, the author even talks about how they was nervous for writing the kissing scene. They overdid it. If anything's good, it's worth overdoing it. So I think it's okay. Oh my god. Oh, is that it? Okay. Wait, I think. Alright, yeah, I think that's it. Okay, shoo. Damn, yo. That part got intense, guys. Oh my lord. Calm yourself down, peoples. Calm yourself down, peoples. That part got intense. That part got intense, cuz. But listen, so let me know how y'all felt about that. I don't know if I'm allowed to even keep this up or if I'm gonna get fucking, I don't know, bruh. I don't know how old y'all are, so I don't know if I can post this stuff. I don't know if y'all are adults. Or even if y'all are teenagers. I don't know if y'all are teens. Y'all might be like 12. Shoo. I don't even know. Damn. That's crazy. That is crazy. Man, that was a good part. I'm not even gonna lie. I enjoyed that thoroughly. I enjoyed reading it. Man. That's crazy. Shoot, but leave a like, comment, subscribe. I respond to all comments. I heart all comments. I like all comments. I genuinely appreciate them. We're on the road to 200. We're at 155 at the moment. So let's run the numbers up. Alright? Come on now. Let's get it to 200 and let's do this. Let's do this. I'm ready. Let's go. That's about it for me. It's your boy the Anime Abu here, and I'm out. Deuces.